Hi, hey everyone. Today we're here with Sarai and Patty, the owners and founders of Quenchies and Munchies. And today they're going to be talking to us about their story, their come up, what drives them, and the future plans. About yourself and your business. We can start with you, Patty, and then go with Sarai.
Okay, well, I'm Patty Gonzalez, business owner of Rudy's Fantastic Shine. So I've been a business owner for quite a bit of years, like over 20 years, business owner. And then we added Quenchies and Munchies, and I partner up with my daughter, Sarai. Yeah.
And I'm Sarai Gonzalez, and I'm co-owner of Quenchies and Munchies.
Awesome. So, how did you guys come up with the idea? Like, how did this all start?
One day I was talking to my sister, and I was like, we should start a lemonade stand. And then, so we were just talking about it, messing around, and then I sent it to my mom, and I was like, Mom, what do you think about a lemonade stand? And she was like, yeah, and I didn't get an answer, so I kept on saying, Mom, every day, Mom, are we gonna do this? Mom, are we gonna do this? And then finally she's like, let's do it. And we just went and got our certifications.
Well, when she told me about this lemonade idea, I was searching too, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. And then she mentioned it, so I was kind of caught off guard. And from there, she kept, like she said, she kept telling me. I was going to say she kept bugging me, but she kept telling me about it. And so I was like, all right, you know what? My daughter wants to do this. Let's do it. So there's no looking back no more. So first thing was going and getting a hold of the county. And then from the county, that's it. We go in there and we got our permits. We did the research at home. And from there, it's like, okay, my daughter wants to do that. Let's just go. There's no stopping. Let's not, let's not just forget about it. Let's do it. So that's how we started.
Did you guys get the permits before, like you guys started like sourcing the ingredients, or did you guys already plan on that before getting the permits?
We started researching our product, where to get, what do we need, the pop-up, the everything. We started researching all that. Then we went to the county.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, because a lot of people I see, they get the permit first and then they start getting like their expenses and all that, right? But that's cool that you guys actually did your research, make sure it was profitable, it was going to work. So that makes sense. What was the early journey like? Like before you guys had your systems in place?
When we first started, because I live up in the foothills in Dobbins, so that's our first pop-up in Dobbins. And so it's a smaller crowd, a smaller farmers market. And when we first started getting our product too, we started going local here. And I'm kind of like a perfectionist, I want the best product, so we started like playing around, like, okay, these lemons look good, these don't look good, so that's how we started with our product. And then the market, we were like, okay, we got so happy to make that $200 our first time, and then we noticed, okay, we need this for this, we need this other item, or our product. And so we started doing that kind of more research into it. That's our early stages when we started, before we had the banners.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of trial and error.
Yes, it is, and we're still learning too.
Yeah.
There's always room for improvement.
Yeah, always. That's awesome. What inspires you guys? Like, what keeps you guys going?
My kids.
So my answer is the same thing. Like I mentioned before, we've been self-employed, Rudy and myself, for a long time. Seems like forever. And we did it for our kids, and now my kids are part owners with us, like my son's part owner with the other business, and Sarai, we partner up with her. And so it's for us, for me, is to leave a legacy, to leave something for them, and then leave something for them to be able to run this business, if they choose to.
Yeah. That's awesome that you guys are family oriented and family owned business. And how did you guys come up with those flavors? Like, did you guys just come up with them out of nowhere? Did you guys try something? Like, how do you guys come up with these flavors and these different products?
We were looking on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
And so some of these we found, like the shark attack. The mangonada, we came up with that one. And we just started experimenting, with the flavor, the candy. So with the shark attack, we found that, on TikTok. But the mangonada, because you know what? Actually, we noticed when we first started was at the farmers market at the hospital. And we started adding cotton candy, and we were like, the doctors are not going to want this, and nurses are not going to want this. But no, it's a big hit with adults and kids. So then we started adding more candy, like the mangonada, those little mangos, the little pepper that you put on top.
Yeah.
So we noticed that those are the big hits, So like Sarai mentioned, the other flavors, because we came with like big 2 totes full of the flavors. And not all of them were like they weren't wanting those other flavors. So we started, okay, let's take that one out. Let's take that one out. And we do experiment, at the house. We're like, okay, how is this? Okay, what's this? It needs a little bit more.
Yeah. We had a day, before we even started, we had a day where we went up to my mom's house and we test out all the flavors of the lemonades. And then we just tried them all and like, does it need more? Does it not need more? Is it too sweet? So that was a lot of fun.
And we did start with the orange. We brought in orange and lime. Oranges and limes. And nobody was really getting those. But you know what? We're going to bring it back. So.
Do you guys feel like it was like the sweetness that was people didn't like it, or why weren't they going towards that?
I feel because not a lot of people know about an agua de naranja, So I think that was the issue, but now we're going to advertise it more, So I think that it's going to be, I love it.
Yeah, it's really good.
And the lime, it's good too.
Yeah. Agua de naranja, I would try that for sure. I see that your guys' lemonades have, like you said, the rings, the shark attack. Do you guys find that aesthetics are a big part of selling? Like when people go to your stand, somebody doesn't know you. Like, is that like a key seller, or have you guys tested into that, or what's your guys' thoughts?
I believe it is, because they walk by and they see the pictures with the candy and they're like, oh my God, look at that. And all the kids walking by too are like, and parents are like, okay, let's buy it. So I think so.
Do you guys test out different aesthetics, like the sharks, the peach rings? Is the same process, or how do you guys come up with those ideas as well?
We just start thinking, just getting these ideas, and we just go for it, like our Sharknado, and it's like that one is cotton candy on top. It's a Sharknado, so it's a shark attack, and the cotton candy. So we put the sharks inside, and then we put sharks on top of the lid. We put the cotton candy, and then little sharks in between the cotton candy. So it's like a little tornado of sharks. Yeah. Yeah.
You guys have that right now?
It's not on the menu, but if you know of it, you could ask for it.
Oh, it's a secret menu.
Yeah. Because it takes time.
Yeah.
So like every drink that we do, it just, we put our heart into that, And so, and then, another thing too, when somebody comes to our booth, they're taking our drink and they're walking around. That's the advertising that we get, because they see the peach rings on that, or the cotton candy.
Yeah, they're like, oh, that looks good. I want one of those. Yeah, that's definitely how I saw it. I saw you guys, the candy is what got me. So I saw the candy, I was like, usually lemonades are pretty simple. Like, it's just the drink and that. But I did, like, you guys put in the candy and the shark, I was like, this is different. It's gonna, and that's what drove me to go and try you guys.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, and since then I haven't looked back. Like, every time I see you guys, I'm just like, how do you guys test products? So, is it like a soft launch? Do you guys have like your family testing out and then bring it to the market, or do you guys, like you said, like there's a secret menu that you guys just tell like your guys following? How does that work?
We test at home. We take the drinks. We test it. Amongst our family, amongst Sarai, Rudy, sometimes her husband, my son, the kids. The kids is a big thing. If they like it, it's good too. Yeah. So we test out our stuff, huh?
And so, what's it like when you guys launch a new product? Like, do you go with your sources? Do you guys have your guys' sources you go to and then evaluate costs, or how does that work when you guys are launching a new product? Do you guys take costs into considerations, or?
We do. Say like we added iced tea. And so the iced tea, we get a concentrate and we order it online. And so we figured out, okay, this concentrate is going to cost us this much. How many drinks can it make? You know, and so we go, okay, so it's going to, in 2 drinks or 1 drink is going to cover that cost. So, and then we go, okay, that's going to make us, you know, a profit. And so we go based like that.
So very business oriented. You guys want to make sure you guys are just not any product, a product that's profitable.
Also, another thing too, we make sure that when we buy a product that we can make a lot from it, not just get one product and you're gonna make like 5 things, because it's not going to be worth it.
So scaling the product, being able to scale a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys had any issues with that, like scaling or some roadblocks that you guys run into that?
Honestly, I feel like because we're introducing a new item for the Munchies, so that one, not a lot of people know of it. And I think we're playing around right now with the whipped cream. Because we make it, and if we don't sell enough croffles, we have to toss it.
Because it goes bad.
Yeah. And so that's the only thing that right now we're testing. You know.
Yeah.
But is there any other new products in the pipeline?
The iced teas.
The iced tea, we added a popping boba.
Yeah.
Oh, popping boba.
Yeah.
The croffles, the Biscoff croffles, the strawberry croffles.
For the shop, there's a lot more that we're adding on.
What's your guys' marketing strategy, and how did you guys get your guys' name out there?
That is more like Facebook. We started with Facebook. Just started putting it, or we're going to be in Dobbins. That's when we first started in Dobbins, and then that was it. Just on our just a Facebook page. And then from there we started thinking, okay, out of the box. Okay, so now let's share it at other groups, you know, and then that's how we started marketing, huh?
Yeah.
And then the Instagram started?
Instagram, yeah, we did Instagram maybe a couple months later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever used like any form of paid ads or like paid to put your guys' out there, or any like sponsorships, any of that?
Nope, not yet.
So everything organic.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And was there any difficulty with like Facebook? Any problems that arose, or did it work pretty well for you guys' business?
It worked pretty well. Yeah.
And then what's your guys' marketing strategy now? Is it just continue doing that, or is there new strategies that you guys want to implement or trying to get out there?
Just continue marketing on Facebook, where you're going to be at, you know, like we say, okay, Monday we're going to have to start putting something that where we're going to be, our schedule. We're learning this, put our schedule up there, because people like to know, and we're realizing now as we're going and we're more into this, that people are like, they come to our window and they say, oh, I just came for you guys. I saw where you're going to be at. So that's something that we got to continue, is marketing and putting our posts on our different groups. Like there's a Yuba City trucks, food trucks. We put that our post there all the time, and you have to be consistent in doing that. We've noticed that the more that you do it, and it's specific days too, that it works. People are seeing it. So the groups, posting on our page, sharing our drinks. What else?
Instagram, TikTok.
TikTok. What has been the one that's worked best for you guys so far?
I think Facebook.
Facebook? And then with Facebook, do you guys find events on there, or do you guys just do events and pop-ups and catering, or what's your guys' business model? And how do you guys find like events like these to attend?
So we do. Did you want to answer?
We
do a lot of Facebook. We do. We just do that, and then we do a lot of pop-ups like farmers markets. We do find them on Facebook. You know, like if we see something, and you constantly have to be looking for these because you can't wait. So you have to be quick to get in there and tell them, hey, you know, I do the emails, you know, I reach out to them, or we give them a call. Just have to be consistent and fast and get in there.
Can you expand on that? Is there like an influx of vendors who apply to these events, or what's that like? Applying to an event, getting there fast. Can you break that down for us?
So getting an event, when I send an email or I talk to them, I ask them, well, I'll first start off with, hey, I'm a lemonade specialty smash lemonade business owner. I give a little bit of description because we're not just regular lemonade. And then from there,
You just have to be on it because there is more vendors that are popping up, and there's a lot of vendors adding, like food trucks that are adding lemonade as well.
Correct.
So everyone sees the profit in lemonade, so now everybody's trying to add lemonade on. So now, luckily we started when we did, because now our events that we got into, we're locked in with them. So that's nice. But for new events that we're trying to get to in different areas too, we have to be like, see it, and we have to do it right away.
there is sometimes when we go to an event, because we always ask you, like, is there other lemonade drink vendors? Because we go based, okay, is there another one? How many other lemonade vendors do you have, so we could go with our product? Nuts. If we're the only lemonade vendor, we're going to go with plenty of product.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things too. You got to always ask, how many drink vendors do you have at the events?
Yeah, because then if there's 4 lemonade stands, that diminishes profits
Yeah.
and all that.
And that's happened before.
Oh, really?
Our first big event, yeah. We went.
So can you talk a little bit about that, or that
Yeah.
experience?
We went to Sacramento, so we're saying, oh, this is going to be the hugest event, our first big event. And we brought lots of things, and we went, and there was 5, 6 different lemonade vendors, so obviously we just made our money back.
We went all prepared too. We had help. We overbought stuff, thinking we were going to be maybe 2 vendors, lemonade vendors. We could handle that. But yeah, no, we were kind of a little bit disappointed. But yeah, but it's a learning experience.
Yeah.
So now, are you guys more stringent with the events that you guys choose, or any event you guys just go to, or is there like a checklist that this event needs to meet this in order for you guys to attend?
We're still checking out new events because there's a lot of events happening. So we don't know what to expect on each event, like, for example, we went to an event here in Marysville last season, and we were ready, prepared and everything, and then it started raining and hailing, but we still did good in that little hour that we were there, and people were still in line. So we're still learning, and every event is different. So you never know what to expect. Out to schools now, those are pretty good. Reach out to your schools.
For catering, or when they have local events, or
local events, when they have like Plumas Lake, they have a carnival there too. So, and it's a carnival where a lot of vendors, and they do like appreciation for the kids, the teachers.
Okay. Do you have any advice when reaching out to like event organizers or just planners? Because I hear a lot of vendors struggle to get in contact with some of these event organizers. Is there a strategy that you go about reaching out to them, or you have a strategy or any advice that you would give vendors?
Well, my advice is make sure you got the right number. If they have an email, you send a proper email. You introduce yourself, you give a brief description of what you do, what you offer. Stay on top of it. Because like, for example, we're trying to get into the Chico Thursdays market.
Okay.
And I gave them a call. I like to call instead of the text. I called them, they answered, and then now we're emailing, so I got to follow up with them. Just stay on top of it. Stay on top of it.
Sarah, do you have any advice or from your experience? I know you run the Instagram page, so.
Yeah.
Do you have
in the beginning, when we first started, we would check the events out, and then if we would ask the vendor, who runs it, and then we'll try to find them and actually talk to them in person too.
So is it a lot of in the early stages, a lot of networking?
Yeah.
And building rapport? Or
Yeah.
Is that what you guys did, or
Yes.
how did you guys go about that?
When we first started, that's a good example. Thank you for reminding me of that. We, like this market, we came in and we walked in here. We walked, checked it out, and then like exactly what Sarai said, we met with Desiree and then told her what we did, and we gave it a try. And she let us come in and be here for our first time. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of A lot of networking, a lot of in the early
network.
stages. You got to be proactive.
Yeah.
Get out of that stage where like, oh no, they might say no. You know, like
You
yeah.
got to overcome that fear.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, I think we're good for that section. And this.
The tables, the smashers, and everything. So it was around close to between $3,000 to $4,000 to get everything. And that's when we first started, and then we started adding like the logo, the stickers, the nice stickers. You know, the banner,
The flag. The menus. So.
Yeah, because when we first started, we didn't have the characters. You know, and so we didn't have we just had that flag right there. And then we ended up getting a bigger flag and then the banner. So we started improving and adding more to our pop-ups. And then we expanded to 2 pop-ups.
Yeah.
And that, was it the same amount of cost or a little bit different? Or what was the cost of adding another pop-up?
It was a little less because all the licenses and everything, and it was just knowing the difference of what to get, you know? So it wasn't too much, huh?
So we can talk, so how much are licenses? I know it varies between counties, but what were the startup licenses costs? And then also, do you have to get a license for every area you service, or how does that work?
Well, we do. When we first started, we started in the Yuba County. And for us, it was I don't know from the top of my head the exact number, but it was 300 something. And that's for the year, all season. So ours, we started the end of July 23 or something.
Yeah.
July of the year 2023, we started. And so it starts from July all the way to the next July. So which is good. And then we just go through all the, whatever's in that area, it's valid for that.
Oh, okay.
And so another county would be, like Yuba City would be $68, I believe, 67 for one event. So if we do all the different events, every single event is that amount. So it varies.
So Yuba County is per event, not like a licensing pool?
And then you have to pay, like say, for example, here, we have to pay, we get our license already for that. We put in, okay, we're gonna be here for the whole season, so we pay that, just that one amount. And then we pay the manager here for our spot every single Saturday for us to be here. So it adds up, you know, but not like it's overwhelming high.
Yeah.
And is there a fee for every event that you go to? Do you guys also consider the amount, the event fee to go to the event, or how does that go inside of like your business operations?
We do. You acknowledge it. We do consider it because if one event's so high, say I'll give you an example. We did Hard Rock last year for the Taco Festival, and that one was they want a fee plus a percentage of what you make. And if you make over that percentage, then, if you make under that percentage, then you don't have to pay that extra, which was 15%.
Yeah.
You know,
of all sales.
All sales. So you have your fee. I think it was like close to 300.
Yeah.
So it depends. And so in our calculations were like, okay, how many foot traffic and how many other drink vendors is there going to be? Are we going to make our profit to cover that fee cost, our product cost, you know, and then it's just the whole day. What are we going to, you know, like how is it going to go? So, we base it on all that, yeah.
And then our events, catering, what are your most profitable, where you make the most amount of money? Where do you see the most of the revenue coming in?
Where do you see it?
I think events and school events. School events are really good.
And what's the most that you guys have ever made an event? Or what's the range that you guys make between events?
Around the one we made the most at, around 4,000.
4,000 a single day.
With it was like 6 hours.
Yeah, 6 hours.
6 hours.
what's the average? So how much are you guys making like per event, would you say? Or it just depends on a lot of factors?
It is a lot of different factors because like a farmer's market, you can't compare it to a big event. So the farmer's market, it varies, you know, what we make, because you never know. It always, like, you have to take in consideration the weather, other drink vendors, and then so we can consider that. So it's not a lot, and we know how much we're gonna make, you know, one event. You know, it's between. It could be it's the location too. It could be from 200 to 600, you know. You never know. A little bit more than that. And the big events, you don't know, because we've done a 3-day event, which was not nearly,
profitable.
not nearly like what we did in a bigger event. So it all depends on location, weather, and who's going to be there.
And if it's around a holiday, what
Yes.
holiday?
It all depends.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors that go into it. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years, or what's your guys' goal?
In the next 5 years, I see us with our shop open and running, and then hopefully getting another spot, maybe in another town.
For me,
Yeah.
for me, 5 years, I do see us doing well at the shop, you know, because we're getting a lot of people that know us. Like, say, for example, another one from Fresno, that she saw us and she came all the way from Fresno, so we have different people that are following us. So I see the shop growing, doing well, and we're still continuing doing the pop-ups. One of my goals is to get a little trailer so we can have somebody in the trailer, and then a pop-up, and then, like Sarai, you know, wants to be in another city. So just expanding, and the kids, my goal is to teach the kids to be in there too, and then in the store, yeah.
That's awesome.
And then maybe I could kind of retire a little bit.
That's what I told her in the beginning. I was like, Mom, I want this to keep going, and we get it running where they could retire, you know, they'll be in the back, you know, doing office work, but that's about it. You know, I want my parents to be able to rest and chill.
Have you guys always been like an entrepreneurial family, or did that shift, or have you guys always been that?
Yeah, we've been actually, because I studied to be in the medical field, and then it's just everything just changed, you know. So, and then we've been in the business for Rudy's for over 20 years.
25? Over 25.
25, yeah. And then all the kids, I have 3, and so 2 of them are in the business, you know, field. So I mean, it's good, and I think we're going to continue. Yeah.
That's awesome. Any advice for someone who's looking to start a pop-up or a vendor business?
Just do it. You got to just do it. You can't think of the what ifs or getting told no. You just got to do it.
Yeah. I say do your research too. Do your research. Walk the pavement, you know, check it out, scope it out for yourself, do a lot of testing. You like it, you know, have others taste it, you know, and then just go for it, and you know, you won't know if you're going to make it if you don't try it.
Yeah. Sound advice.